Okay, we're back with some more embodiment and resourcing. We're going to start with our check-in. So you can do that sitting, standing, laying down. Try it sometime when you're outside. Try it when you're on a boat. It'd be interesting to see how it is in other parts of your life. I like putting my hands over my lower belly. In Taoist practice, this is called our lower dantian, which means treasure or reservoir of energy. And so thinking of this area of our body, it's like an area of concentrated energy. Breathing into that part of the body and just checking in, how is my body today? It's like the center of your manifestation as a physical being. And then moving your hands up to your heart area. This is the middle dantian, the heart center, place of emotions, empathy. There could be many different names for it. It's a different manifestation of our being. Tuning in and checking in. How is my my middle dantian, my treasure of emotional energy, empathy? And then bringing your hands up to your head, your mental body. Some say the most subtle manifestation of our being, our thoughts, where we see images, memories, different ways of tuning into consciousness within and beyond. How is your mental body today? And then bringing your hands down. Just one last thing before we move on. Extending your awareness now down through your body, down into the floor, into the earth. So we have our own unique individual experience of our being, but we're intimately connected with the earth, with world and nature, and with the whole universe. So letting your awareness expand in all directions for a few moments. And then gently opening your eyes. So today we're going to do authentic movement as a resource. And I will talk a little bit about that. Some of you probably are familiar with authentic movement. There's different names for it. It can also be called just spontaneous movement, natural flow movement. It's pretty different from a lot of the ways that we think about movement or that we relate to our bodies, in that when we're doing authentic movement, we're following the innate impulses within our body, rather than asking our body to do a certain exercise or copy somebody's movement, or the many, many different ways that we relate to our body and get our body to do things based on either our own ideas or other ideas from out in the world, all of which have their own validity. But there's very often not much attention paid to how to follow our own body. It's really kind of a mindfulness applied to listening within and then going with whatever you notice your body wants to do. So it's a practice of allowing your body to move in whatever way it wants to or needs to move. It's like listening within, following the impulses. It is like mindfulness, like witnessing, but it's a little more active than that, because we're actually going to go with that movement, the impulse that we see. I'm actually not going to demonstrate. I'm going to just guide with words, because I really don't want to be followed. I don't want you to follow my movement. So I will just be giving gentle pointers. But before we start doing that, let's stand and do a little bit of a warm-up. So standing in whatever way feels comfortable and grounding for you. Maybe have your knees a little bit bent so you get more supple connectedness down into the earth. We've done this one before. We just turn from the waist and let the arms swing out. And the arms may also likely come back and kind of tap the body. Feel like you're moving from your center. So I'm not moving my arms to then move the rest of my body. I'm actually starting from right here and turning from the center. And then my arms swing out. And then I'm letting that twist happen all the way through my spine, up into my neck. My head's turning. I feel grounded down through my legs, down into the floor, stable that way. It's a nice combination of stabilizing and mobilizing, moving and grounding. A few deep breaths is really nice too. Nice big breaths. You're always welcome to modify this. You can do it very small, you can do it medium, you can do it large. You can get creative and add some weight shifts if you want. You can swing high, low, kind of in multiple directions, but really not allowing it to be a time to warm up and feel more connected with your body. Releasing tension, feeling energy. You can even let sounds happen if there's any sounds that you feel in your throat. Okay, now letting this slow down. Get closer to the center. And finally it comes into almost totally still. Maybe feeling a little bit of micro movements or swaying. Now we're going to move on to our next part. I'm going to sit down. I invite you to either start standing with our authentic movement section. You can also lay down. Some people do it laying down. And so finding what feels comfortable for you. I'm going to sit though, because I'm just going to be guiding. I'm not going to be doing the movement part. So we're going to also, as you find a place to sit or lay down, if you do sit, I invite you to sit on the floor so that you can have a little bit more freedom as to where you don't know where your body might take you in this practice. So it's nice to have options. So a couple of things about attitudes. First of all, this is based on kind of an understanding and a belief that our bodies have wisdom. Our bodies know what they need. And oftentimes we come to our body thinking that we know what our bodies should be doing or what we want our bodies to do. But we're going to set that aside and we're going to adopt the view that our bodies know what they need. And we're going to take a position of witnessing, listening, and following our bodies. So it's also nice to have an attitude of curiosity, like a little kid in a new playground, kind of excited. What are you going to find to play with? It's also nice to be willing to feel whatever comes up. There may be emotional feelings that come up. There may be sounds that come up, natural body sounds. And so it's nice to have a feeling of privacy when you do this practice, if you've never done it before, so that you can allow yourself to include if there's movements, whether it's sighing or burping or whatever kinds of sounds might come up. Also, another attitude is if you're not sure what to do, or you're not sure what body impulse you're noticing, it's okay to just be still and be present and listen until something emerges. So it's also an attitude that there's no wrong way to do it. So now that you've probably found your position, your place of starting, I invite you to have your eyes closed or mostly closed. So sometimes the body, the impulse is to move bigger, not really small. And so you might need to have your eyes open just a little bit so you don't bump into anything. So the beginning is when you are ready to begin, which is just listening within. And as you notice different areas of your body or different sensations, follow that sensation. As if your body is your dance partner and it's leading, and you're just going to follow along with it. So you're letting your body move naturally on its own and surrendering completely to your body's wisdom. Movements or impulses may arise that your mind doesn't know why or what it means. And again, that's another time to go ahead and set aside the need to understand or know a reason or know the meaning. For some of us, that's harder. Sometimes our mind wants to get in there and figure out what's happening. And so this is a practice. If you've never done it before, or if you're doing it and you're not quite sure what to do, it's a practice, and it's something that you might want to do again and see how it flows next time as well. You basically want to stay present with your awareness, with your body. So it's not mindless movement. Like I can do that. I can just kind of move and let my body go. And then I can be thinking about something else. To see if you can return to the present experience. You might notice also that relaxing into it, asking yourself to just relax into the body and notice where it wants to go. It may be as simple as scratching an itch. You might notice that actually the position you're in doesn't feel very comfortable and you have an urge to move. All of that is valid. Sometimes the urge to move actually appears to us in the form of an image. Like you might suddenly see your arm moving like a bird wing. That could be originating in your body, and you can go ahead and follow that. So realizing that our minds, our memories are all embedded within our bodies. So just letting those boundaries or definitions dissolve and play with it. Surrendering, unwinding, following, releasing. If at any point you feel stuck or confused, not sure what to do, just pick something like what we've been doing. So a starting point or an entryway can be something you're familiar with, like a yoga posture, or you could just squeeze everything in your body and then release. And then just watch and see what the body does with that, where it might want to go next. Sometimes we become aware that we're controlling or forcing the movement. Maybe we start from an impulse, but then we start controlling where it's going next. And just to notice that, and I'll let go of that control again, and then just follow the next impulse. If you begin to feel tired, or if there's any sense of resistance, it's okay to just pause, rest. So we're just going to take a minute or so more of this practice. So just allow yourself, continue to follow your body. If you feel done, sometimes there could be a feeling of, okay, that was enough, I've had enough. And just allow yourself to rest in presence, witnessing whatever is arising in your body, your thoughts, allowing your body to absorb the experience. If you are still following an impulse, you feel like you're right in the middle of something, this would be a good time to make a choice to look for an ending. So it's just an attitude of, okay, look, we're going to be winding this down now. So just finding a way to come into a place of settled rest. And as you land in a place of rest, let's just take another few moments to rest here and integrate, maybe tune into some gratitude for the practice, gratitude for doing this with other people who share this value of practicing together. And then gently opening your eyes. We'll close there for today. Thank you for being here.